Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is just a very raw vlog of me packing my stuff just before I head to Everest. So I'm going to give this to Mike, who's going to film me, and I just wanted to explain what I'm taking with me to this trip to actually make it happen. Obviously I've been preparing now for the best part of 6 months. Most of that has been training, but the past 2 months I've been learning so much about the clothing that I'm going to be taking. Right now, Everest base camp temperature is about -20. Very, very cold. That's mostly at night, but it still stays very, very cold. So this is how I've prepared. Let me show you what I'm going to be packing. So I'm going to be taking with me 2 bags. A rucksack bag, which is just to get on the plane and have my essentials, which I'll go through in a second. This is my big bag. Let's start with the most important thing, the football. So as you know, I'm juggling the ball the whole way up to base camp and hopefully a little bit further, which means footballs are very important. Come in here because I've actually packed more than one. I'm not that silly. I've actually got 8 footballs crammed into here, courtesy of these guys at Adidas. Thanks for sending me them. So you've probably realised now that the ball I'm taking up to Everest to do this challenge with is this year's World Cup ball, which is incredible. I've been training with this one. You can see it's a little bit dirty, but I've got 7 spares in total. So first thing, 8 balls going into the bag. Hopefully that'll be enough. I'm confident that 8 will be enough, but you never know, do you? When I was figuring out what to do and what to wear, obviously I wasn't going to wear football stuff. It was going to be about mountaineering kit. So I had to learn a little bit about it. So I realised that if you put it into a nutshell, you've got your base layers, which are your warm layers, your mid layers, which is like your fleeces, and then you've got layers above that, which is more your rain jackets and stuff like that. So on my bottom half, not my bottom obviously, I've got these things. So this would be classed as a base layer. So this is going to go underneath. So base layer, and then on top I'm either going to have shorts or longer pants like this. So these are more for higher up the mountain when it gets really, really cold. So the difference between these layers and the normal ones you would use like Under Armour or Nike Pro is they are made out of what's called merino wool. So merino wool is a wool and it basically dries really, really fast, but aside from the drying, it's just super, super warm. So when you've got merino wool base layers underneath your clothing, just keeps you warm, which obviously is so, so important for everything that I'm going to be trying to do. So these are my bottom base layers, and my top base layers are here. You'll notice that I'm taking about 3 or 4 of each because I'm going to be changing in and out. When I first start, probably only need 1 base layer, but as I get higher up the mountain, it's going to be colder. I might even need 2 or 3 and at once. So these would be my, sorry, that's another bottom layer, got that one wrong. These are my top layers, so exactly the same material as the bottom, but just the top. So that's obviously hugging my body, keeping me warm. All merino wool, so I've got about 5 of those to put on underneath. On top of that, I have got these tops, which I'm going to be wearing. Just to sort of kind of point this out, I've tried to get things which were really tight fitting, so I'm able to move better with the ball, and obviously with that hood, because if I need to bounce the ball on my neck, head the ball, if I need to do freestyle where I'm looking up, a hood's just going to be a total no-no. So these things have got no hood on the back, super warm fleece. So I've got the Rab one here and I've got the Berghaus one here. So this is basically the best of the best fleece, which is going to go over my base layers. And then on top of that, this is for my trekking. I've got another jacket for night time if I need it for any snow or any rain. Hopefully we won't get any, but it's very, very likely. This jacket here, which is it's just a North Face jacket basically. It's just very, very, it's Gore-Tex, windproof, waterproof, and obviously it keeps me warm on top of all these layers here. So that's kind of the crux of it. And then on top of it, I've got my kit. This kit isn't actually finished yet. We're actually getting sewed on it a Great British flag, because obviously I'm from England. I'm getting that sewn on as we speak on my other one. But these are the layers with all my sponsors on and the charity, the Alzheimer's Society. So these are my training tops that I've been using already, and I'm going to be putting these on top again of all these layers as well, just to make sure that everyone's aware of who we're raising money for and exactly what the challenge is, so it all keeps the same. And obviously I want to shout out to the Football Flick guys as well for supporting me on this. Right, so they're most of my clothing, but what I found is when I've been training, the tough thing has been keeping warm with my feet and also my hands. So these are my gloves. I've actually got 2 pairs if I got in here, but these ones, they're just like a basic glove, like a cotton glove, which is no good on its own up Everest. It just doesn't really do much, but when over the top of it you've got a Gore-Tex layer, then these gloves are basically proper warm mountaineering gloves, so nothing can get through these. They're totally waterproof as well. So hands have got to be kept warm. And another huge thing for me is my socks. So these socks are proper beastie. So these socks here are totally waterproof. So you can see how like they don't actually bend as much as normal socks because they're quite solid. You can see how thick they are and how there's basically a thermal layer inside, but on the outside you can see the material's a little bit different than normal. So when I got these, what I did was I just poured water over them to check they were waterproof, and I can assure you they are waterproof, which is a big help as well. So socks are so important. So I'm going to be trekking in these waterproof ones, and then at night when I'm sleeping with all my other stuff that I've got on my layers, I'm obviously going to have thermal socks on as well, because yeah, feet are everything in what I do, aren't they? So I've got to keep them nice and warm, keep the blood flow going in my body and keeping myself comfortable. Shoes. Huge issue with shoes. You've probably noticed that I've been training in these things most of my training, 80% of my training, so I've covered a lot of miles in them, which means that they're nicely worn in. These are just a CrossFit trainer that I got. Only downside to these is the grip's horrendous. You probably saw me slip with them before. There's not much grip at all, but they're very wide and they're very comfortable. So I'm taking up 2 pairs. These ones, obviously with all my socks for support and the waterproof socks with that, and my, where are they? Here they are. So need to clean them before I put them in. So this is the Nike Pegasus. By the way, Nike haven't given me these. These are just the ones that I wanted to use because these are waterproof trainers. So you'll notice that they are, aside from needing a clean, they're just like a normal running shoe on top. But this material is waterproof, so no water or snow or any moisture can get into my feet, which is so important for what I'm about to do. But more importantly, aside from being comfortable on top, the grip's so much better. So when I've been out and about recently, you can see where I have been training, like the grip on the bottom of these is just so much better than the other ones. So I'm going to use them both, but I'm going to, depending on what the climate's like, depending on what the snow's like and all that, it will depend on which one I choose. So Nike Pegasus and the Nike CrossFit. Another thing to add on the trainers is the inner soles. So I got these inner soles here that are extra gel. They're basically gel soles just to give me like the cushion on the front here and on the back, just because when I did the marathon a few years ago, I was totally fine. The only thing that affected me was the balls of my feet. When I finished it, the balls of my feet were killing me. I couldn't walk for days. I had to put my feet up, and that was because I didn't have the right inner soles, and I was like constantly doing it 26.2 miles in a day. So that was a lesson learned on that. So they're the inner soles that are going in to the shoes. Another thing is my upper body, or going back to my upper body, is my hat. So I've actually got 2 hats. This is a waterproof hat, so it doesn't look like it on the outside, but inside this is actually a waterproof material, and this is a thermal hat as well. So if it gets really, really cold, I can put them both on. That'll go underneath, that one will go over top. But if not, I can switch them out and wear one depending on, you know, how the weather is. The weather at the minute is looking dry. Fingers crossed it stays that way. I don't mind the cold because I can wrap up, but getting around the rain and snow is going to be a challenge. So hopefully, even if it is really, really bad and really torrential, these things will sort me out. That's what's going on my head. Right, let's get down to the day-to-day stuff. So this is all going, all my clothes here, so there's lots of different layers of each thing. that's all going into this bag, which thankfully I'm not carrying up. We've got guides and people around us that are going to be hauling this stuff up. So we've got a team of 3 and we got 3 guides as well. So there's 6 of us going up there. So lots of help. So yeah, day-to-day stuff. One of my main things and main worries is water. So I wanted to make sure that I had lots of water. So I've actually got this, which is kind of a backup. So this holds 1 litre of water. But this thing here, I love this. This is amazing. So this looks really, really strange, but this holds 1.5 litres of water. So I'm going to fill this up with water. This is going to go into my backpack, and then this is going to come out, and I can basically drink water whenever I want. So if I get really thirsty, I don't need to ask for water, and I can still keep the ball in the air while drinking water, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's going to save me in a lot of ways. On my bag here, that was just a cover. So if we do get any snow or rain, that will go over there to keep everything dry, because I'm going to be keeping cameras in here, I'm going to be keeping my phone, I'm going to be trying to do lots of updates on Instagram and Facebook every single day, so obviously I don't want that to be damaged. And I've also got these things here which are waterproof bags, so we can put things in here, seal them up, and once they're sealed up, you could throw that in the sea and it'll never get wet, it'll never get damp. So that's very, very important that we keep all our gadgets in. I've got a towel here, which is just a quick fast drying towel, which will enable us to, when we get showers, we're not going to be able to shower every night, but when we do get showers, we're going to be staying in little lodges to get ourselves clean. Important that we don't get sweat, and apart from smelling, it's not comfortable and it can sort of wear on your skin. Not that good when you've got 10 days of trekking. So yeah, 10 days to get up there, which is going to be long. This thing's going to come in handy for pumping the balls up if we need extra ones. And the other thing, this is so important for me, is our day pack of medical. This is a medical kit. So ibuprofen, we've got loads of painkillers in there, Altivit tablets. So these are basically designed for mountaineers, and to take 2 every day. I've already started taking them, so 1 in the morning and 1 at night, and what they do is they boost your immune system. I've also got a pack of multivitamins as well, so every day my immune system has to be at the very, very best. You see me training in altitude, that's in our climate. The climate in Nepal is a lot different. It's probably a lot drier, which means my body won't be used to it. So I've got things like moisturiser, total sunblock, so important. I've actually got sunglasses as well, although I don't have them right now. So it's not total, it's 50, but it's pretty strong because I've got quite pale skin. So every single day when I go out, even though it's cold, I need to make sure that my skin is totally covered in sun cream, because otherwise don't want to get burnt skin. Not good whatsoever. More bandages, plasters, baby wipes, just stuff in there if I need to clean myself in between, or if I need breaks and stuff like that, and wash, deodorant. That's something that is going to be very, very important. So that in a nutshell is everything we're taking. Of course we've got other stuff as well. We've got cameras, we're going to document it. I've got my phone, GoPro, hiring out some really nice camera kits, so hopefully we can keep you guys posted with everything we get up to. So I am probably, if you're watching this now, you're probably wondering if I've left. I leave on the 22nd of February, so hopefully, yeah, I'll be on a plane flying to Nepal. This was my last video of the episodes. I tried to give you a little update as much as I could on my training, what I've learned. But as of today, I am feeling strong. I'm feeling quite refreshed, although I'm a little bit scared and excited in the same breath, so that is probably a good thing. But all I would like to say is thank you so much for following this journey. Mount Everest, it's going to come up. We'll get there. We will definitely do it. I'm feeling confident. So keep on spreading the word. We'll put the links below for the charity. It's all going to Alzheimer's. That's the reason I'm doing it. So keep spreading the word about the channel. Keep spreading the word about the challenge. And of course, I probably won't see you for 2 or 3 weeks. So if I don't, then I'll see you when I get back, and hopefully I'll have good news and some more exciting vlogs from the mountain. See you in a bit.